Let's go to the beginning. The takeoff roll. What's really happening? Hi, I'm Captain Paul, a former Navy pilot and airline captain. And this channel is here to help nervous flyers feel calmer and more in control. In this video, we're going to talk about the takeoff roll. That short, loud part of the flight when the airplane races down the runway and goes from 0 to 150 miles an hour as it lifts off the pavement. If you're already anxious, this can feel like the most intense few seconds of the whole trip, maybe your entire life. So let's slow it down and walk through what's really happening and why this phase is so carefully planned and trained for. From the moment the power comes up and the brakes are released, you've got maybe 10 to 20 seconds before liftoff in a typical airliner. That's when the aircraft is at its heaviest and the engines are working their hardest. So it can feel like a lot is happening all at once. Up front, this is also one of the most focused moments for the flight crew. As the airplane accelerates, the pilots are watching the instruments, the runway, and paying particular attention to engine readings. If something unusual happens, could be an engine, could be some kind of an alert, they have a very brief window within which to decide whether to continue the takeoff or reject the takeoff. That decision is not guesswork. It's backed by procedures, policy, and goes according to speeds calculated before every flight, before every takeoff, and by training that the crews practice over and over again in flight simulators. So even when the decision has to be made quickly, it's coming from preparation, not panic. You may also notice different policies about window shades during takeoff. Outside of the U.S., some airlines want the window shades open for takeoff and landing, so everyone can see outside if there's an emergency. In the U.S., some carriers ask for shades to be down on hot days at the end of a flight to help keep the cabin cooler. The problem, as I see it, is that in many cases, these shades stay down for the next flight as well. Personally, I prefer the shades to be open during takeoff and landing. And here's the reason. In the very unlikely event of an aborted takeoff, rejected takeoff, with a bit of smoke or haze in the cabin, if it happens, a little extra daylight helps you see the aisle, the exit signs, and the people in front of you as you move towards an exit. You may want to get out quickly. That idea is built into the airplane itself. There are lights on the aisle floor and illuminated markings around the exits to guide you if the cabin is dark or smoky or loses power. Most passengers never think about any of this. They're focused on their phones, their laptops, or the seatback screens. But it can be reassuring to know that this short, intense part of the flight is something crews plan for in detail, that the cabin itself is designed to help you find your way quickly, if anything out of the ordinary ever happens. So one small practical tip, consider keeping your shade open for takeoff and landing. Anyway, for takeoff, once the airplane is in the air, go ahead and close it if you want. It doesn't change how safe the airplane is. The crew and the systems are handling all that stuff. But it can give you a little bit of more awareness and confidence during those few seconds while you're still on the runway. So if you'd like more simple explanations like this, I've created a free Nervous Flyers Survival Guide with practical steps you can use before and during a flight to feel more prepared and more in control. Just check the link in the description below this video to get your copy. Thanks for watching. This is Captain Paul wishing you calm skies and safe flying on your next trip.